What's happening, music people? David Dixon here with your Guitar Pointer of the Week. We're going to be talking about a really cool concept today using harmonies on a major scale. It's going to be in the key of G major. You can apply it to any key, but G is a pretty simple one, and it's a really common key that we all like to play in as guitar players. So you're thinking of the major scale, and before I break it down, let me give you a quick little demo. So we're using an underneath harmony, a lower harmony, and it's going to result in intervals that are called major and minor sixths. So it's going to sound like this. That's just me messing around with the concept, mixing it up a little bit, but in its simplest form, we're going to be taking a major scale starting from a G and walking up the neck just on that one high E string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So in some of my other videos, I talk about the importance of thinking of scales in numbers. Instead of thinking do, re, mi, or thinking of the note names, you can just simply think in any key, the root is the 1, and then everything else follows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Alright, so what we're going to do for this concept is just use the high E string and the G string. You're going to skip up 2 notes in the scale, so I would have the 1 and then the 3 going on at the same time. It would sound like this. 1 and the 3, 2 and the 4 of the scale, 3 and the 5 of the scale, and so on. But for this concept, it changes the sound completely if we take that higher harmony. So in this case, the 1 is happening, and then this 3, instead of going on top, we're going to move it to the bottom. So I got to find G, A, B. So the 3 is the B. We're going to put that underneath. So I'm finding that on the G string. Now listen to how much that changes. This is how it sounded originally. Here's how it sounds with the high harmony becoming a low harmony. See how that's like a really pretty sound. So I'm going 1 on top, 3 on the bottom, 2 on top, 4 on the bottom. And I'm always either using these 2 fingers or these 2 fingers. You can change the fingering if you want. Sometimes when I'm soloing and I'm trying to use this concept spur of the moment, I'll use these 2 fingers, whatever's comfortable. But for right now, I got 2 on the G on the 4th fret, 1 on the high E on the 3rd fret. Alright, and then I move my middle finger to the 5th fret on the G and my 3rd finger to the 5th fret on the high E. And I'm not going to walk through the whole scale because I think you can figure it out using that kind of introduction to it. If you just remember, the high string is just your major scale. So you can sound that out. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So we're going to go with the low harmony. This concept's used a lot in blues, country, bluegrass, pretty acoustic arrangements. You can play them individually. However you want to use the concept, there's a million ways to do it. Then playing them together at the same time. Okay, and you can, when you get comfortable with it, you can start hopping around a little bit. That sounded almost kind of islandy or calypso. So there's a lot of stylistic variety that you get with this concept. It's a lot of fun. And then the last step would be when you get really comfortable going through the scale, you can start connecting steps in the scale. So if I was thinking of the first thing I played as step 1, so with G on top it's step 1, with A on top it's step 2, with B on top it's step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, and so on. Check this out. Step 1, step 2, and instead of immediately going to step 3, I can connect it by just keeping the same shape and playing the in-between fret that we were not playing before. So I'm going to move my 2 to the 6th fret and my 3 to the 6th fret. 2 on the G string, 3 on the high E string. And then your normal step 3. So you can do this, just mess around with it and see if you can kind of sound out. So you're left with this really cool kind of chromatic. Remember from an earlier video we talked about chromatic just means not leaving any spaces. So step 2 to step 3 now has an in-between fret. You hear this the most with like what's known as chicken picking, kind of country, blazing, flashy sounding. It's really cool sounding. I think of a Brad Paisley type of guitar player. Utilizing this concept in a more kind of advanced level, like with the chromatic stuff we just talked about, you end up getting these lines that sound like you're just blazing through this awesome guitar run, and it's really kind of just based on this simple concept. So good luck with this stuff. It's a really fun concept once you get the hang of it. And if you find the videos helpful, please share them with your guitar friends. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll have another pointer for you guys next week. You guys have a good one.